everybody, and welcome to the You Should Meet My Sisters podcast. I'm Monique Danielle.
I'm Felicia-Juliana.
And I'm Leah-Naomi.
Hello! Hi everyone, how are we doing this week?
Great. Is this to me again or no?
Just
Because, you know,
let's direct it
Yeah,
to
you start.
this is like, what, take 10?
We've tried
to
this
intro
intro.
this podcast
We've
today.
tried this intro a lot of times.
Yeah, a lot.
It's been a lot.
Uh,
It's been a lot. The recording should sound fine, but it might not. It might not.
This evening we've experienced technical difficulties
Yeah.
for upwards to 40 minutes.
Yes.
Trying to fix the audio interface that decided that it didn't want to work today. And then one of the cameras decided it wanted to do a drive-by. Started zooming in and out.
Yeah.
And then we've had about 20 minutes of giggles because
Everything just keeps happening. Everything
Don't
keeps
laugh, you'll
happening.
cry, I guess.
Leah's got bad asthma.
Oh, yeah,
So please, nobody say she's got the Rona. It's asthma.
Yeah, I'm just dying a bit, guys, so...
Don't say dying.
I mean,
then it's the Rona.
yeah, but...
If you die
asthma-
now, they're gonna write it was Corona. So it doesn't matter.
they just put it on
So
the
don't
shoulder.
die
I won't die,
because it will be
Mum might
Corona,
come
and then
for
we
me.
won't be able to come to the funeral.
Oh, yeah.
You
I'm
know
not
what?
honoured.
No, don't say those things.
But you, am I lying?
Anyway,
Limited numbers.
Lily's got some asthma. The rest of us, we have no excuse for the fuckery, so there's
No.
that. But we had to call about 5 different people to try and fix this audio today, so hopefully
Thank you
it's
to you
still
people
alright.
who helped.
We still figured it out ourselves, but thanks. You
Yeah,
ever call someone for actual help,
also help.
and they ask you if you've switched it on and off?
Like you're a div.
I wasn't calling IT services. I was calling studio engineers.
Phone a friend.
Select people
Yeah.
who work with these things.
Flips.
Oh,
But we love you. Thank you very much for your help.
because they're all tried.
So, guys, the rule of 6 has come into play. How do we feel?
Well, the rule of 6 I
What?
could kind of handle,
Yeah.
but the rule of don't visit each other.
Mm.
Rule of 6, but don't see your family. Go to work, but don't see your family. Send your kids to school, stand with strangers in the playground, but do not. Don't go see your family.
You may sit in an enclosed space, like a restaurant or a pub,
Or a
with
bus.
plenty of strangers, as long as you're only in groups of 6.
A 6.
You're all breathing
That's
the same air.
Get out of the pubs and restaurants by 10 though, because Corona
Because
will come
Corona will
out.
come out at 10.
Like,
It's like a boogeyman, isn't it?
guys, seriously, this makes no sense. Do you know what would have made sense? If in February, yeah, when Italy got up to like 10,000 cases
Yeah.
and people were not being checked at our airports, if people would have been checked at our airports and they said, guys, let's lock down for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's lock down for 3 weeks. Let's make sure that everybody's cool. The cases here are still at what, 30s, 40s.
Yes.
Let's make sure that everybody's cool from that. And then you lot can come back outside. Instead, they decided to do tiered lockdown, then put us in lockdown for 3 months, and then tiered, and then they even did incentive. Please go out.
Yeah.
Please go
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
restaurants.
please go
Please.
to restaurants and
You
spend
can get it
money.
for half price. Please,
Mhm.
please go back to work. Please, everything's fine.
So we can now blame you, tell you to start working from home again.
Exactly. Like, oh, you know that thing that we told you to do 2 weeks ago? You're gonna get fined for it
So
now.
what's going to
Yeah.
happen now with furlough? Because isn't that meant to stop in October?
And this is a problem.
And now they're saying if you come back from home.
See, the thing is, the people who are working from home are working from home anyway. They weren't furloughed. The people
Yes.
who cannot work from home,
Are
their
furloughed.
jobs don't allow them to work from home, but they also can't be open right now. They
Uh-huh.
are furloughed. However, the government is only going to pay September. They're only paying 70%,
Okay.
and they're not paying anybody's national insurance or anything like that.
Okay.
So your job has to,
Yeah.
and then your job has to bring you back up to the 80% at least of the furlough. October it goes down to 60,
Yeah.
then it stops.
Okay.
So whoever was on furlough and their jobs were being saved because furlough was paying for that 60%
Yeah.
is going to get fired in November.
Yeah.
That's basically what's going to happen. They're going to get fired in November unless the government says we're going to keep you on furlough, which is
Yeah.
clearly not going to
Yeah.
happen because they're trying to lock people back down again, but they haven't said anything about
Oh
furlough.
my gosh.
And also they're saying they can't afford to do it, which makes no sense because they'll be sending their money to other things
Exactly.
and whatever. So I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like unemployment's going to go through the roof.
Oh yeah, of course.
I have looked at jobs
Yeah.
of recent, and there are lots of remote jobs
Yeah.
going, but they're usually for more skilled workers.
Yeah, people. Well, you've
Yeah.
already done the job before for like.
Yeah, exactly. So they need skilled workers or workers of experience, because if they're going to make you do an office job from home,
Yeah.
you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because
You've
they
got
can't
no
train
one
your
to
hands
show
on
you.
so easy,
Yes.
right? And then there's loads of jobs going in hospitals or
Yeah, care work and
or
stuff.
care work or retail, because
Mhm.
they need people at the moment.
Yeah.
But those are like frontline jobs where you can get sick.
Yeah.
And who wants to do that?
Mhm.
But
There you
but
go.
once it gets to November, I don't think people are even gonna have a choice. They're just gonna be like, I die or I go work,
Yeah.
and I can die if I go to work. Like those
And
jobs.
Exactly. But the thing is, they're probably going to end up having to close a lot of the stuff that are open now.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
The gyms are still open.
Don't get me started with the gym. Okay?
Why is the
because
gym
my
still
gym, my membership is gym and swim.
Yeah. Man, you can't gym or swim right now.
Oh no, I can, but you have to come to the swimming pool in your swimming costume, or you get given 3 minutes to get dressed at the side of the swimming pool because they won't open the changing rooms.
But that's
So
the
they
thing.
say, do you know what they say? Bring a large towel if you can get dressed modestly at the poolside.
It doesn't even make sense, because the whole point of you not being in the changing rooms and the point of you being in the swimming pool is that you don't want your outside clothes in there.
In there?
Exactly.
Your outside clothes are the things that would have picked up any germs. So why would you tell me to come in my swimming costume, which has then been outside? Like, does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
It like,
But they're still charging full price.
There's
And
a-
it's only open some of the hours. Usually it will be like 6 till 9 or 10 in the evening. Now it's sections of the day opens and closes.
See, like, and I understand that businesses still need to make money.
Yeah. But don't take the piss.
Yeah, don't take the piss.
Don't make me pay full price for half the service.
Yeah. Same with like, okay, so gyms, the feedback I've gotten from people who are still going to
Yes.
the gym is that it is very tight.
Yeah.
Like, everything has to be wiped down before and after you
And
use
they've
it.
removed a lot of the
There's-
equipment to make space.
There's
for people.
space, all of that. I still don't feel 100% comfortable
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, gyms are dirty places. They just
Anyway,
are.
yeah.
People don't be wiping down properly after themselves usually. But also, like, everybody's breathing on each other. I don't
Sweating on
see
equipment.
how sweating on equipment. I don't see how you can have enough staff to watch what every single person is
Yeah.
doing to
Yeah.
keep clean. You have to trust that humans are smart enough and caring enough about the next person to clean up after themselves. But we all know that some humans are dickheads, aka Donald Trump, aka Boris Johnson. Like, let's be real, there are humans that are like
Yeah.
that out there who are more concerned about their well-being than the well-being of everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't feel comfortable with it.
Mhm.
I don't see how, once again, a gym can be open but a restaurant can't be.
Yeah. Football's still on.
Football.
Yeah, but football,
Football's outdoor.
they've got no people in the stalls.
They've got nobody.
No.
Oh, it's alright
So
then.
you're
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
But
It's
like,
just
I
you
just, you know
and
what?
the
I can
man
allow
on
it for
the
outdoor.
football
You know, I can allow outdoor
Yeah.
sports. I can allow outdoor blah blah blah. Keep your distance. Wear your mask when you need to. I can allow it, but in a enclosed space, and the only air that's coming in is air conditioning. Like, it's basically like being in an air. Even now, I would not go in an aeroplane because it's just recycled air. I just don't want
I was
that.
reading today that the mask thing is actually law now.
So they're saying that in shops,
Yeah.
in any public spaces that are shared, you need to wear masks. My problem is they're not. You can't breathe. They're not good for
Yeah.
you. The breathing in the particles from the mask is not
It's not
actually
good,
good for you.
yeah.
Not good for your lungs, especially if you're asthmatic.
I know.
It's really, really bad. Myself, I'm an asthmatic. I find it really hard to wear them, even if I'm just shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, what you should be wearing is the filtered ones and 95s, but they're so hard to come by. So everybody's just using a cloth one, which is fair enough because if you sneeze when you're just
Yeah,
sick,
it's
you're using
something,
the
it's
handkerchief
something,
and
yeah.
it's. But
You're not breathing into it.
you're not breathing into it. They're trying to get shop staff to wear them for the whole of their shift.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's not going to run. The only way that I can say that would work is if they use the shield masks.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
those. Then I'll be like, okay, they can breathe. They can. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it's an uncomfortable situation, and I wish that I could be like, here's a better way to solve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, the best way to solve it was in March.
It was before then.
It was
Honestly,
before then.
It was
It was
before
before
then.
then.
It was when we were first told that Corona was everything in November, December times, and Boris Johnson decided to go on holiday 3 times instead of dealing with.
And then catch it himself.
And then catch it himself because he was going
What
around
the-
shaking hands in hospitals, giving it to other people.
Man's got private hospital. He's the freaking prime minister. You can't look at him and say that is how everyone will deal with their COVID. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, of course he got better because he's got the facilities to get better, right? But the fact that he wasn't even taking it seriously enough to the point where he got sick
Yeah.
shows you that this country was taking the piss. And truly, you saw other countries actually have to be locked down, locked into their house,
Yeah, yeah.
disinfect the streets, everything. And you were like, nah, it's not going to happen to us.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen to us. Are you dizzy? Like, are you dumb? Like, that's so stupid. And now it puts everybody in a situation where, oh, now I'm scared to go see my nan. What if I make her sick?
Yeah.
I can't go to the. I only want to leave the house to go to the shop, but now I've got to be on a bus with everybody and go to work. And like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. You can limit the amount of people in a space, but they're all still in the space.
Yeah.
They've all still got to breathe. They've all still got to. Do you know what I mean? And then now it's going to be worse because everybody I know that sent their children to school in the first week has gotten sick.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Everybody that I
Yeah.
know in the first week, their children have gotten sick. And now you can't be like, oh, you know how it is, kids be getting sick. You have to look at it as a cold, flu,
Even the
like
schools, they're like, do not send them back until they are fine.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, see if you can get a corona testing.
Yeah.
But now there's
They
no
won't-
more.
And they will
There's
only
no
corona
more.
test you for very specific symptoms.
So you have to
Yeah.
be coughing for like an hour continuously.
Continuously coughing for an hour. You need to have at least, if you don't have the temperature, they won't give you one.
exactly. So over a certain
shortness. I think isn't it shortness of breath and coughing,
So
constant
it's got to be continuous.
temperature.
Temperature and loss of taste.
taste and smell.
That's apparently one of the biggest ones. So
Yeah.
loss of taste and smell, because a friend of a friend's friend. Basically, this is the best I can give you guys. Sorry, but yeah, a friend's friend.
Someone with
Someone
3
who
degrees of
I know.
separation.
Their person, this person, they caught it, and apparently it took them like 7 weeks to get their taste and smell back, but nothing else was.
But this is the thing.
Affected.
And it affects
So-
everyone differently, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saying to someone yesterday, like, let's say, oh, if you've got symptoms, isolate for 14 days. The thing is, nothing's ever said that coronavirus disappears in 14 days.
That's true.
This is it.
Nothing's ever said
Well,
that.
you know what it is? What they're saying is, okay, 14 days, and you
Standard.
should know if it's corona or not by 14 days, basically. 14 days, symptoms will show up in those 14
But
days.
even if you phone your doctor and say, I think I've got coronavirus, they tell you, isolate in your house.
Yeah, for 14 days, and then, yeah.
Do
so
you get what I
14 days
mean?
later, if you've still got the symptoms, they can't, you followed their instructions,
But
right?
then you're almost dead.
Take
2
some
weeks
paracetamol.
later, no matter how ill you are, yeah, if you catch an illness and you're still that ill for 2 weeks, you've got a problem. If you take any sort of medication, it says if you have to take for more than 3 days, go to your
Go to
doctor.
the doctor.
So if I'm sitting at home for 2 weeks and I'm still sick, yeah, you have neglected me as
That's what I'm saying.
as like
Imagine
healthcare
being
professionals. I'm neglected.
Like I still can't taste it.
Just send me back to Africa. I'm going witch doctor today. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm just going to take some herbs because I'm done.
It's
done.
mad.
But-
You know Alyssa Milano?
No.
She was in Charmed. Phoebe.
Okay, yes, Phoebe.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
watch Charmed, so I don't know.
What do you mean you didn't watch
You watched
Charmed?
Charmed?
Yeah, you did.
I did not watch Charmed.
No, you did.
I
It may have been on the screen, but I was not watching it. And I
Girl.
hated it.
Girl.
I hated Charms, just like I hated Buffy.
They're not the same. I'm not even
Even
going to go
I.
there.
What do you mean?
What?
Who even? I didn't like Friends either. Do you know
No
that?
one
Friends.
likes
I hate
Friends.
Friends. Hate Friends. That ain't for me, you know. That's a bit
But sorry, I'm not
dry
just-
bread for me.
I watched
But
Hocus
anywho,
Pocus.
no. She had it, and she was saying that like months later, she still got symptoms.
This
And
is
she's like, it's basically like side effects from it or something.
This is the thing. So some people recover and some people recover. That nobody is doing after aftercare reports. So I've definitely seen 1 or 2 articles which are like, oh, people still have symptoms 5 months later. But they've only got cases reports, they have no recovery reports.
They've got one, and I mean one. So the first guy to be known to catch it.
Yeah.
And he was like an American expat in China, something mad like that. When he got it, he broke down, and this is what they've based most of the information off of for the first time. I don't know about now. Now they've got scientists and whatnot working on it. But scientists would. But yeah, so he was talking about it, and he said that he thought he caught a cold.
Yeah.
And then after 2 weeks, he got like progressively better. Then one day he was just worse.
Okay.
And then it got worse and worse and worse until he was like in the hospital. And this was all over like a 7-week period of him just going from, I've got a bit of sniffles.
Yeah.
And oh, this isn't going like to do.
Okay.
And so when he recovered, he did that report to basically explain to people what his process was from A to Z.
But then
he's
I
the
wonder,
only one.
has he been tested and come back negative after being positive with this thing?
I've no idea.
Because
They don't tell me to do that,
this
do
is
they?
the thing. So now they're saying numbers are rising by this much and that much, and they've got these tests, that are not even meant to be used as testing kits, but they've got them. Before, they weren't testing people.
Yeah,
They were telling you you've got it.
yeah.
So how are the numbers like? You know, they're saying
It's
like,
like-
oh, Birmingham's a hotspot. Are you sure people aren't just getting sick?
There's the assumption that people are just, if you're sick, you've got it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Which is extremely problematic because you just fearmonger. You just fearmonger. And this is what the problem for me is, that a lot of people don't believe that this virus is real.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I actually have my own theories about it because of the makeup of the virus.
Yes.
However, for me, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. What matters is how it's being used to control everybody.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
now there's a fear of corona. Like, corona is the thing to be
Yeah.
scared of. And whether it's real or not, the government have now decided that they can put rules on us because
of it.
and people aren't going to question it because there's such a fear around it.
Yeah.
So whether it's for our best interest or not, which is clearly not, because they still want us at work and they still want us at school and they don't care if it spreads as long as you're making them money, it's being used as a tool.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm not 100% comfortable with, because really, as humans and adults, if we want to die,
Yeah.
It should be
it's
our
our
prerogative.
prerogative.
That's true.
That's the correct. That's just it. That's it. If you want to risk your life, go do that shit.
But
Go
it's the
risk
thing
your
about
life,
endangering
but just
other
don't
people's
be
lives,
around
isn't
other.
it?
This is it. Don't be around other people.
Yeah.
The people who don't want to die ain't going to do the shit you're doing. That's the reality. If you've got the only thing you need in this situation is compassion. If you want to go out and risk it because you're like, I'm young, I'm cool, I'll be fine. Yeah, go do that, but stay away from everybody else.
Yeah.
And all the other people who decided to go and be young and cool are going to be at the same party as you, and you are going to
Anyway.
get sick if you want to. But everyone else who is sensible, I don't see why it's a problem for us to go to our family's house in the garden and sit when you know that everybody in your family has been isolating so that they can see each other.
Well, this is the thing, like in Birmingham, they're like, oh, you can't congregate on the doorstep or whatever. But you could say, come meet me in the park,
And that's
6
fine.
of us,
Yeah.
and chill.
This is what I mean. And
So
even
it makes no sense.
exactly. So I can still sit with my brethren in the park now, right now. It's not against the law for me to do that. 6 of us, no more. I can chill, but they can't come to my garden.
Exactly.
Explain, because what if my garden might have an outside
entrance.
So you can't even say these people have been in my yard.
Yeah.
To me, it does not make sense, and I would much rather be in my garden than in the
Than in the
park.
park,
with
And
other
that's how
people,
many
so you're not in
people
your
that I
bubble that you're
don't know
creating.
exactly. I don't know where they are. I don't know who they are. If I sit in a
Exactly.
restaurant, I'm with more strangers than if I just sat in my yard and had Sunday dinner with my family and my
That's true.
friends.
We went to Nando's, and it was literally, they sat us back to back with another table, and I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was like,
I thought it
Mate.
was 2 meters.
exactly. It's what I said. It was the one up by the cinema. It's not UGC anymore. What's it called?
Ah, yeah, okay. Broad Street.
Yeah, Broad Street one. So I was up there, and I had us back to back with another table, and they were like, "Oh, you can just separate your chairs." And I was like, "Excuse me, if he coughs in this direction, it's gonna affect me. It's gonna affect them. He's gonna cough on my food." And they're like, "Oh, this is as far as we're doing." But they've got like a chair per table that'll be like, "You can't sit on this chair. You can't sit on that chair," and those chairs are there. But then the table's there, and then the table's here, and you're this close to each other anyway.
This is it. Like, and okay, restaurants. I'm not gonna even be mad because it was nice to actually go to a restaurant and breathe and do something normal.
I still haven't.
However, I would much rather just take away and go sit in the park. Not now because it's gonna be rainy and horrible. But take away, go sit in the park. Take away, go sit in the garden. Take away, do that. Because even if they keep you socially distanced in the restaurant very well. I've been to some restaurants that do it very, very well.
Okay.
There's hand sanitizer at the front of the restaurant. Everybody's seated away from each other. You see people are respectful enough to wear their masks until the food comes out, whatever. The bathrooms are not socially distanced. The bathrooms are not socially distanced. Nobody's going in there and cleaning the toilets after everybody's used them. There's nothing even in the toilets to clean up after yourself, and actually it gets spread through feces, doesn't it? So really,
any liquids in it, bodily fluids.
Exactly. So really, like, as much effort as you put to do that, same in gyms, as much effort as you put to do it on the floor, you're still gonna go get changed in the same area. You're still gonna use the same bathrooms. You're still like, no one's wiping down the handles on the way out. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't really know any other way to get around this with life still being normal, unless everything becomes like, you know how you be waving your hand to make the toilet flush? Just wave the hand to make the door go.
To some extent, though, they kind of just have to stop. Like, you know, when you're little, and
you have to get sick.
You have to get sick to get over it. I don't want to be like, everybody just catch corona in it. But at the same time,
to be honest,
that's the only
way anything's going to go back to everyone being able to be outside.
Isn't that building up the natural immunity?
Exactly.
But the problem is, we haven't had enough reports on what happens after corona. So if they could say, okay, after you get it, you don't get it again. After you get it, you don't get it again, you're fine, everyone can just catch it and they'll get through it. Exactly. The problem is, even if it's like the flu and you can get a different version of it next year, we'll figure it out because the
that's
flu,
what we do every year with the
I
flu.
don't need a flu jab every year. If I get a flu, I'm alright. And I've got asthma.
And I've got asthma, I tell you to get it every year.
I actually got flu more when I got the flu jab than after I started taking it. Right? So you're alright. Your immune system can handle it. But because they haven't said, this is our recovery rate, this is how many people have recovered, these people have not got it again, they've been exposed to it, they've not got it again. This is where our problem is. I thought that lockdown was going to be, we're locking you down. It's too quick to make a jab for, so we can't do that. We can't even. I wouldn't take one now anyway. You'd have to give me 10 years before I'd take anything like that because they haven't been tested enough. Even the tests haven't been tested enough. So I thought they were going to do, everybody stay in your yard. Stay in your yard. Nobody come out. Do what you're doing. Do deliveries at your gate and all that shit. We'll do this for 3 months. Fine, cool. I can handle it for 3 months if there's a contingency plan. I thought we're going to do this so that the hospitals can build up enough equipment that everyone can go back outside, and if people get sick, they can handle it. I didn't think it was, we're going to stay inside until this virus magically disappears. I thought it was, we're going inside until we can get the NHS to the strength where they can handle people getting sick. And that's not what's happened. What's happened is, the economy's going down, we have to get people back to work.
Do you know what they've done instead? Is, sold PPE equipment outside of the UK. Even though we don't have any in the UK to cover the people here in order to build back up the economy. But then you're talking about everything is for your own safety and keeping you alive and well. How is that keeping anyone alive? It's not helping them.
If you not think that they care about us, it's incorrect. The reality is we're cogs in a wheel, and as soon as they were like, let's put you on furlough, we love you, we're looking after you. As soon as that money looked like it was running dry, they're like, go back to work. Go back to work, do what you're doing, go back to work, you'll be fine.
Of course it is.
Still locked down, but just go back to work. Don't see your family, but still go back to work. Because it's proven that it's at home where it's being transferred the most. How do you know? How on earth do you know?
Exactly.
Like, you don't know that at all. It's bullshit. And it's a control thing.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it. It's a control thing because there's no reason that the NHS should be so underfunded and to have so little resources after all of the time of us being inside. Man, like Jeff Bezos making better peas right now,
But it's like,
but man, like NHS is really struggling right now. Like it just doesn't compute.
No, of course. This corona's just getting on my nerves now. It is getting on my nerves. It is. I am drained. I'm tired of hearing about it. Tired of thinking about it. I open my phone. It's all I'm seeing.
I can't lie though, some amazing stuff has come out of it though. Like some creatives have really been creative.
Oh yeah?
Oh my gosh. Have you seen, I can't remember his name, he's a Zimbabwean guy that does like comedy and he's mixed race but he talks like a posh guy. He raps like...
His name's Munya Chihuahua.
But he's done lots of Corona news.
I know who you're talking about.
Is he Zimbabwean?
He's Zimbabwean?
I had no idea. I love him.
He makes me laugh.
You like him
So
because of that?
I love my people.
Okay, alright.
I knew it. I could tell in the jawline.
Oh, look at that. I can see it.
I knew it.
People, I knew it.
Alright.
But he's been doing like covers of Neil songs.
Oh yeah, he is hilarious.
He's
been like the face of the virus.
This
is
it.
Everyone positive.
This is what I love though. Like his, I'm not gonna lie, his comedy is acquired. Some stuff he does understand.
Yeah.
But he is a funny guy, and he has been like keeping us going. Even Neil was posting his remixes, so I was just like, you know what? Some people have found a way to make this work for them.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't. You know, if you want to give me suggestions as a musician, how can I make this work for me? Because people are really like thriving.
I know.
Through this thing, I think this is probably the best time ever for online content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's probably the most easy time to grow a following.
Okay.
TikTok and YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I don't
People have time.
Exactly, but I don't think selling like advertising items is probably the best time because people are struggling.
No money.
People are struggling for money unless you're doing luxury where people already have money and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But to build a fan base,
Yeah.
maybe sell some merch or something. Probably
Yeah.
not, but it has been.
Oh yeah.
I've seen some of the best content that I've ever seen during this time, and maybe it's just because I've been more open to clicking things because I've been,
I mean, I've spent a lot of time looking at different things, looking at things I wouldn't usually click on, and now I'm at the point that I'm like looking for courses I can do that are based around being online.
Yeah.
Because that's something we've all dabbled in and been trying to push.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, there's time, so do some courses.
What I love is that like a lot of universities
Yeah.
have started giving away free courses.
Free courses, yeah.
But they still be trying to make them P's, because they won't give you a certificate unless you
Yeah.
pay, but you can pass the course.
Fair enough.
Fair enough though, isn't it? Like, and Google are doing like marketing courses and stuff
Oh, are
for
they?
free. Yeah, so it is quite, that part is really good. That's if you can keep yourself consistent while your brain is doing whatever it's doing through this time, because it has not been the easiest in the world at all. But I do think it has become a lot less of a judgmental space, because everybody's just like, look, we're at home, man. We need to do something. Like, if you want to open an OnlyFans, just do that shit, because everyone needs money, and people will pay for that stuff now, like, because that's
some people
all they can do at home right now.
No, but people are using stuff like OnlyFans to do other stuff. Celebrities are using it for personalised content and niche content, so it's not all what people think it is.
Yeah, people are like,
that's not what it was made for.
No,
it wasn't. It just turned into that because
that.
it was a really good way to privatise content.
Yeah.
And have a subscription fee, and it also doesn't ban that kind of content. Whereas if you tried to do that on
YouTube
or Patreon, you probably couldn't get away with stuff like that. Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. But you can't usually get away with that stuff. But it's really good. Like, people are doing courses, tutorials. I've been painting. I've been, meditating, reading. It is actually a time, as horrible as the time is on the mental health side of things, it is a really good time to start learning things.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's just finding the balance between what's mental health, what's just generally feeling down because this is an uncertain time, and then being productive.
Yeah, and I think as much as it's great to see people being really productive, it is also detrimental if you don't learn to take yourself away from it from time to time, because you'll be looking at it and be like, why is everybody else able to do this but I'm struggling so much? Why is this so hard for me when other people are figuring out how to do this? And I think there is a bit of a balance of like, oh, maybe I do need to switch off social media for a little bit, and maybe I just need to sit and watch a movie or sit and read and sit and concentrate on what I am doing, because watching other people thrive during this time while I'm really struggling is not the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I think, especially seeing musicians, like I've seen some musicians, and it gets on my nerves because my equipment stopped working at the start of Corona. It started literally at the start of Corona, so I didn't have that option. But I'm seeing people release tune after tune after tune after tune, and I'm like, fucking laptop don't work, guys. Like, don't ask me what I'm doing because I'm sitting here depressed because I don't have a laptop or I can't like keep up, or like people are consistently posting. Like I was saying to you guys, you like run TikTok. I started a TikTok. I can't run my TikTok. I can't do it. Like there's something in my brain that's like, all this shit, this 2020, it's gonna be gone one day, and I still want to have, like, I still want to be functional as an outside of the house human being. So I try to do as much as like outside as possible. I go into that damn forest by my house so often because there's nothing. If I sit there trying to like monopolize online, I'll get lost.
It's different things for different people. Like for me, I absolutely love seeing people successful. Like I don't get that kind of bit of jealousy, you know. It's like, oh, why isn't it me? I'm proper like, oh my god, you did that.
I hear that.
But I think I've just always been wired that way. So it's more of a kind of like, you know me, I'll be like the positivity person, like, they did it, of course you can do it, come on.
It's not like, blood, have you tried doing this?
Literally that.
But I definitely can do both. I can feel both, especially if it's my people. I'm like, yes. But sometimes I do be like, this person's done fuck all, you know, and they're really like, they're really popping. They're really popping.
I was like that before.
They're really popping.
Seeing people do less than nothing and get a lot of.
The reality is, the key to success is not even being good. It's literally being consistent, and that's it. And if you can't be consistent, it's just gonna be detrimental. And that is what I struggle with the most, especially because of mental health stuff. Like sometimes you wake up and you literally just cannot motivate yourself to wash the dishes. So how can I motivate myself to get up and record, or to post music and promote music and get shut down consistently? It's different when I feel great and I'm like, okay, I won't go. But when I'm feeling like shit, it's like, oh my god, like I'm really not doing what I wish. I'm 28 and I want to be doing more, and I haven't got to where I want to be. So there is a bit of a balancing thing that is, you kind of have to get your head around and try and. I want to be happy for people because I know that is. Everyone's got their battle. Everyone's struggled to get to where they are. Do you know what I mean? So I try and be very mindful of the way that I'm thinking. But it can just, social media is just a really toxic place in general. So it can really just make you feel like, oh, for fuck's sake, if I would have done this at this time, maybe I could have. So I do see it from both sides. I have to be honest. I do get that way where I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Naturally, I see some people doing literally. Like exactly what I was doing a year ago, 2 years ago, or whatever, but they've done it at the right time, or they've done it in the right way. And because literally my problem is consistency too, but it's not like because of getting depressed or anxious. It's I just mean to do it, and then do everything else first. And by the time I've done everything else, I'm like, well, I don't have the energy to do this thing, or I don't have a face on. Or
do you think that 2 years ago you would have been able to handle the success that those people are having?
2 years ago, even now, though, I think.
Do you get what I mean? Like sometimes
I always think about that.
It's a big thing to be like, you know what? I kind of wish I was in the position this person's in, but does your life allow for it? 2 years ago, I needed that. I needed it. Like at the same time as I didn't have it, and I probably would have struggled to, like, adapt.
I'm adaptive, so I would have adapted and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
it would have been hard, but I did need more than I got. 2 years ago, as you guys know, but you lot won't, it's not your business. But still, I needed something, like that break would have literally saved me from wanting to jump in front of buses over and over again, but it just didn't come, and I didn't have the facilities, especially then, I had no facilities to even join the game. I wasn't even in the race, and everyone's thinking, where the fuck has Lyric gone?
Yeah.
I'm in a hostel, mate, having a really, really, really shit time, guys. So, you know what I mean? The whole consistency argument is one of the biggest things that pisses me off, because you lot don't know what's going on in our lives. Like, I want to make this so clear. You lot don't have a freaking clue what is going on in the lives of artists. So for you to be demanding, when's your next tune? When's your next video? When's this? Rare. Do you know how much a video costs? Do you know how much studio time costs? Do you know how much it is to raise a child? Don't ask me stupid questions like, how come you're not there yet? Oh, you should have blown years ago. Did you help me? Did you share my music? Don't act like... You know what I mean?
This is a problem. This is 100% a problem. And I actually spoke to somebody about this today. I was like, it is extremely expensive to be an artist without any backing.
Yes.
It's extremely expensive, and not just musically. Every type of art costs money. It costs
because you've got
money
to live
produce.
like you're already making money from it to produce what you need to produce.
People will not even take to anything that's lower quality than everybody else's, which means you have to pay for the same quality as everybody else's, even though you're not being paid
the same amount.
So,
and you've literally got to keep telling yourself for how long, this is an investment.
I'm
investing in myself.
This is going to happen.
Keep doing it.
And remember that this is not just money being invested, it is time. So maybe for you can balance having a full-time job and a hobby, but can you balance having a full-time job and a full-time job? Do you know what I mean? And this is the thing, like, I choose not to work full-time personally, because music is something I want to spend enough of my time doing, because I know as an artist, and as seeing artists, even those around me that aren't at the level as others, but the ones that are doing well have devoted their time to this thing.
Yeah. You literally
and
have
you need to devote this
it?
time to your thing, right? But you can't devote it without money. So you either have to take an L and live less comfortably than you would like to,
but look like you're living great.
But make your music, and it still will be slower than other people's. It still will be slower. You have to ask for a lot of favors. You have to do a lot of favors. You have to make that work. Now add on actual life shit on top of that, like actual life shit. Okay, maybe I've saved £500 for a music video, and then my fridge breaks. And then
something happens.
My aunt's in hospital, or this and that and this and that, and it just does not work the same way. It gets to, as an independent artist, other artists might understand. But a lot of the people listening don't understand.
No. And then it's hard when you've got people, family, friends saying, "Oh, aren't you doing that anymore? Or why aren't you doing this?" But when you are doing it, they don't show the support as well.
This is what I'm saying. So,
but they say, "Why don't you go X Factor?"
Alright then. But that is the reality. It's very difficult to have people like, "Yo, where's your music? Yo, you're not doing music no more." Blah blah blah. Yeah, but when I released my EP, did you
listen to it? Well, you don't listen to it until somebody else says.
Exactly.
Have you listened to it? It's like that. Like even starting a podcast now.
Yeah.
It'll be like, I've been meaning to listen to it, or
I watched 10 minutes.
Did you start it?
Yeah.
I think I saw it pop up. And it's like,
I'm not gonna blame anyone for not having the time to do things, because everybody's got their own shit, right? But I know if my friend does something and I care, I can take 5 minutes out of my day to listen to it. I can put it in. I am gonna listen to a podcast today anyway. So why don't I just listen to this one? Or
that's what I do. I listen to like probably two a day.
This is what I'm saying, and especially now.
Yeah.
Especially now. And for me, music is even easier because it's a 3-minute thing. Photography is even easier because you can slide a picture right in front of you. So don't expect from me if you're not supporting me. That has to be a thing. Like, it has to be give and take.
And not silent support either. Don't just watch everything on my Instagram.
Oh, I saw you doing your thing.
No, it's true. Don't. I seen you posted that thing stuff. Did you like it? Did you share it? Did you let anyone know that I was doing it, or did you clock it for yourself? Because that's not support. That's just preying.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say that you have to like what I do.
Of course.
I don't want everyone to like what I do. In fact, I want my people to like what I do. I want the people it's for to like it, but it can't get to the people that it's for without going through some people that it's not for. Yeah. And as my friend, or as my supporter, or even just as my associate, if you send me something and I don't like it, I might not like it, but I know people who will like it still. I'll tell you, I'm proud of you for doing what you're doing. It's not really my thing, but I'll send it to some people who like it, and that's it.
And that's
very
easy. You're open to negative and positive responses.
Yeah. I care for both.
Yeah,
I care for both. It depends who it's coming from. I'm not gonna lie. If you are not a musician and you're telling me about musical things that need to be changed, I'm probably gonna take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
If you're a consumer and you're telling me from a consumer's point, I think you should have done a bit more of the promotion side, because I know that when people do this, then I'll be like, yeah, give me that stuff, give me it.
But something as simple as, I listened to it, it was good, but you know what? I prefer the style of the last one you did.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's good.
That's
that
it.
For me, I'm like, okay.
That's okay.
So,
so I know that this person likes it when I do X, Y, Z.
Yes,
It's something that you can use and incorporate for the next time you do it. That's all.
And that's it. And it works for me, because maybe the latest thing that I did is not actually what I want to do. Maybe it's something I was experimenting with, and now you're telling me actually the things that is more
organic,
real for you. I can tell that, and that is the feedback that you really need as an artist. But I'm probably not going to take feedback from you if you only care when other people care.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to see you as a supportive person if you only care when other people care. And that's the reality. It's very, very difficult as an artist. If you're not one, maybe you don't understand, but as an artist, to show your stuff to people and for them to be like, and then as soon as the radio plays it, them to be like, I'm so proud of you.
Or for them to talk over it the whole time you're showing it to them the first time. Do you know how many times someone's gone, show me your music then, and I've gone, okay, put it on. Nah,
babes.
Do you think I recorded this whole song for you to chat over the tune? If it was played in the club, you wouldn't be able to hear yourself talking, so shut the frick up. And listen to it.
Never do that to me and then ask me where my music is. It was in front of you. It was in front of you, babe.
Yeah, because I've had that exact thing happen. What are you doing your music for? For my new song, shameless plug, new video coming soon. Yeah. But I've had so many people go, what's that video for? On my single I released in March. What single's that? Do you know how much promotion I did? Now, do you not actually understand how much energy went into promoting that tune? It's played on the radio multiple times. It's been out there. People done heard this tune. You want to turn it? My friends, you want to tell me what tune?
This is the thing. But I think we've said it on a different podcast. A lot of the time, strangers support you more than your
Which I don't mind.
Which I'm okay with.
I'm okay
with it. I prefer the support, the type of support that I get from strangers to my friends, because my friends are very like, oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Okay, I'll just send it off. Yeah. And I still appreciate the support because they are trying, right? But people who don't know you, they're like, yo, because they've never heard you. They don't know anything about you. To them, you're a star already. And that's how I want to see myself, because I be questioning myself about stuff. And my friends see all my flaws, so actually, it's not the same. So I do love that. Yeah. I can't force my friends to like what I do.
I get that, but then I
want their
will
support.
Genuinely avoid sharing things that I'm doing on platforms where I've got my friends and family. So even with the podcast, we might post in a Facebook group and share it once. Do you know what I mean? It's just a quick not even a new story about just share. Do you know what I mean? And it's well, if you see it kind of thing. So I think there's that, and then there's the bit where, as any kind of artist, you then have to find strangers to interact with and connect with. and build new relationships.
And
Because
you
this is
have
that
to have
common
those
ground. Because your
relationships.
friends you didn't make through this thing that you were doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they genuinely might not be interested in it.
Yeah.
So it's a case of finding like-minded people.
This is it. This is
For
why I
that
say,
thing.
like, I want it to be the people it's for.
Yeah.
The people who it's for, people who will ride for it, but it just needs to get to them. So I don't mind if you're not into it. I don't mind as my friend as if you, because you just look at me as your brethren who's doing something, and I get it. If you're my,
I can't agree.
I'm a creator.
All of your friends are musicians.
I'm a creator, so
all of your friends are 90%.
No, but I'm a creator, so I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I and also am empathetic, so I understand. I can put myself in your shoes and say,
Yeah.
if I was making this and my brethren just ignored it, I'd be upset. So I would never do that to my brethren. Never, ever, ever. I'll always be like, I'm riding for you, blah, blah, blah. I might not be able to promote every single, like, if you're doing a weekly podcast, I'm probably not going to support it every single week because I have my life. But
when
I will ride for you like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
I can't expect you. I've learned not to expect people to do the same. Just because it's just not in everybody's nature.
But it is though. It is in their nature when it benefits them, and this is why I'm not having it. When it benefits you, you'll share whoever's better than you's music because you want them to clock you. But you won't share. You won't share your brethren because you don't want your brethren to do well, or you just don't care.
It's the thing of they want to share the successful person, but don't want to help you become successful.
You're not gonna get successful if you don't help no one else get successful. I ain't gonna help you get successful if you don't help me get successful.
It's the whole thing, like, buying from a big brand or buying from a local.
But it doesn't make it okay. That's exactly why. Like, I get what you're saying, you can get it, but at the same time, fuck you. I don't get it. It's true.
Those are the views of Leah.
Those are the views of me because
I understand it both ways, right? And I also understand that some people support in silence.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand what you're saying because same way, this is how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Same way, someone will follow someone who has 5,000 followers but only follows 100.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they won't follow someone who has 5,000 followers but follows 4,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or they'll follow somebody who they'll follow Nike, but they'll love somebody else's clothing line but they won't ride for it. Do you know what I mean? They'll wear Nikes, take pictures, tag Nike, but they might buy from their brethren, but they're not going to tag them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that silly mindset of like clout is the thing that is worth, but no one gets to that point without you sharing.
Exactly.
So it is, I don't know, it is weird. And then there's friends that liked my music for years but didn't tell me, and then afterwards were like, yo, those are tunes, man, when are you releasing new music? And I'm like, to be honest, I didn't even think you cared. I could have released like 5 tracks and you just haven't heard them because I didn't think you cared.
But then sometimes it's also weird. You see how, in a way, you expect the people who ride for you to support you.
Mm-hmm.
They might also have the standpoint of, well, of course I was supporting it. I didn't have to like make a fuss over it. I played your thing. Do you get what I mean?
I've never had anyone with that standpoint. I'm sorry. There's never.
I definitely have.
What with that? I'm just gonna share it in silence.
Not share it in silence. But say for example, you might release a song and they're banging that tune at home because they like the song. Do you get what I mean?
But they haven't said anything to me. But this
they're not sharing it, but they're still playing it.
It doesn't affect me. It's just like, I wish you would have let me know because I would have kept you in the loop. I would have actually asked your opinion on things. I would have. I've got a friend, for example. I'll give you 2 examples of friends. I've got one who loved my music. Never told me that he loved it.
Yeah.
Even to the point where he listened to it enough to let me know that somebody had stolen one of my beats.
Oh, wow.
But I did not know that he was listening until his girlfriend came to me and she was like, oh, James showed me your music, he always plays it, it's so sick, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sorry about saying that name out. I was like, no, really? Oh, I didn't even know, and it was only through her that I was even like, oh, okay. And I've got another friend who clearly supports it, but as soon as I complain about people not supporting artists, it's like, this is why people won't support you because you're complaining and it puts people off and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, first of all, shut up. because I don't share that stuff always for me.
Yeah,
I share that stuff because as an artist, I see other artists struggling with the same thing. And I'm like, guys, I'm not telling you I'm annoyed because you haven't shared my stuff. I'm telling you, remember, you sharing somebody's stuff really means the world to them. Like, it's a
I think that's the
thing.
difference. I think so sometimes, not particularly from you, in general, when people are talking about the lack of support, it literally looks like, pick me.
Yeah.
And then it genuinely can just be, remember, those big brands and stuff that you see, big artists, all started somewhere, and it was people supporting them that got them there. But people have just different perspectives.
Yeah.
So you saying something can be taken different ways from how someone interprets it.
Yeah.
And then it could be a case of, well, you've said this before.
Yeah.
And so it seems like,
You're
pick
moaning.
me, why isn't it me? And which it might be on the day, but people
It's
receive it all
mostly
differently,
about,
innit?
but this is the thing, yeah, it's mostly about someone's just pissed me off and I'm like, blood,
Oh,
if you just
okay.
shared this shit, then it wouldn't even be a problem.
Yeah.
So then I'll be like, and most of the time I've just seen someone else share it and I'm like, you know what, this is right, let me just post this here. But I feel like if you're that mad about it, it's because you feel a bit guilty that you haven't done anything about it.
Because you
you're like,
know you've got
why
friends
are you coming out to your brethren like this, blah, blah. But I'm like, babes, did you actually do anything with the music? You didn't. Okay, so why are you mad? Why are you mad about it? You can either share it or buy it.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
say
not
nothing.
asking you to do that much. That's like saying I'm not even asking
I
my
don't
friends
even
to spend
mind.
no money. I'm asking you to
But
click.
I don't want, and obviously that's because social media and text and pictures, you can't tell the tone that anybody's speaking in.
Of course.
And I did not realise that people felt that way until that person pointed it out to me.
Okay.
Which, fair enough, I did need to hear that.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, come to me as a, you know what, actually, it kind of looks like this, and this is why people, not like, see, this is why nobody supports you, because blah, 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 blah. Because it does come off as like, oh, so that's why you decided not to.
Yeah, but then maybe they saw it as, you see how you just repeated it in like the rougher tone?
Yeah.
Maybe they saw the post in the rougher tone too.
But
Do you
this
get,
is, yeah,
you
I
get
do
what I mean?
understand it, but probably because they're like, well, actually, I've been writing for you and I've been sending it,
Yeah.
blah, 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 but I just didn't know. And it wasn't even about you, it was about the fact that artists really be struggling out here. But this is the problem with social media, is that everything can be interpreted in any way.
Yeah.
And then it can turn into a different message.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult unless you're literally speaking for people to understand. But then when you speak, people are still going to misunderstand. And it's a difficult, I find being an artist very difficult to balance, because people want to know who you are. They want to know your personality. They want to know your opinion, because they want to feed into your story. Because people don't buy into music, people buy into somebody's story.
Yeah.
They buy into the story that the song is telling, and they buy into the story of the artist, especially more now. However, I can say the same thing and 50 people can think I'm saying something and 50 people can think I'm saying something else. So it is a very difficult line to toe when people are like, make sure you stay professional.
I know. But it's literally the same as having a conversation. I could have a conversation with both of you, say the same thing, and it get taken two different ways.
Yeah,
And
and obviously it depends on the mood of the receiver
exactly,
as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can never predict how it's going to come out. So as much as you might like cover your back to say,
You might as well just say what you're going to
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
And if people take it the wrong way, then you obviously didn't know me the way you thought you knew me, or you obviously
Your
just need to
intentions are
go
different.
have a minute, come back and watch it again. If it still feels the same way, then come talk to me about
there
it.
you go.
This is it. I don't know. It's difficult. It's a really hard situation.
Yes. Are you actively supporting people at the moment?
Yeah.
I am. There's some people.
I don't just mean musicians. I just mean generally people who are maybe starting their own businesses,
Yes.
doing their thing.
Yes. So I've I'm not getting paid, but I'll talk about it. I've during the Black Pound Day movement. I've definitely picked up on some people. I'm not gonna lie, COVID has hit the pockets kind of hard still.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to buy from everybody, but I have supported a lot of new Black-owned brands specifically.
Okay.
I'll put some links down below. But there is a jewelry company called Miyoto. They're really good.
Okay.
They've got well-priced jewelry, and it's like fashion jewelry, and it's really, really nice. And I wore it on an episode before. The gold hoops and the
Okay, yes.
They're really great, and their customer service is really nice. Their packaging, they have a personalized message for everybody they send out packages to. It's really, really nice. There's an artist called J King, the artist, and he does like thought pieces, and he's got like rappers and their lyrics and their stories, and I really like what he's doing. So I will always support him. I like his personality on top of it. I think himself and his people were doing an event which was the art of, and every few months they'd do the art of a different genre. So like the art of R&B, the art of hip hop, the art of grime, and during that basically they have a huge canvas on the wall, then a DJ plays a set of that music, and they bring up different artists to improvise art pieces to the music. Great. Unfortunately COVID has obviously messed it up, but because I was supporting that event, and there's a lot of artists involved in that event, so I would follow the art of sounds in general to find some of those artists, but J King was one that really stood out. So I would go for him. And then there is an online marketplace that is black owned, but I can't remember their name right now, so I'll put it down in the description. But it's basically just a marketplace where you can buy a lot of black owned products from one space, and they're UK based, and that for me is quite important. So those are the people in particular that aren't musicians that I've been supporting. And then obviously just the musicians around, like Lady Sanity is amazing. She's a Birmingham based rapper, and they're probably a bit bigger than I would say, but Shay Lingo, I think that his musicianship, his lyricism is live. So I'd push him. Obviously Koji as well, it's really good. But yeah, there's a lot of artists. There's one called Lyric, she's from Birmingham, sick R&B singer, songwriter. I work with a producer called Chizomo at the moment, and he is sick as well. So yeah.
So who are you working with?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my G.
Shout out. But
yeah, so those are some people that I'd point out.
I couldn't even list a whole list, because I literally spend my life having music sent to me and listening and sharing and supporting, or jumping in music videos with people, or having people in my music video. And literally my goal, and I say this to anyone who's ever worked with me and I've liked, you'll know. And then no offense if I haven't said this to you, it doesn't mean I don't like it, it just means we obviously don't still chill like that.
Remembering now.
But no, like I say it to everybody, like my goal is to come up as a team in it. So if I'm working with you at any point, even if we're not still working together by the time I make it, your name's getting dropped in every conversation. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, one of the people I support, like, highest as a rapper in Brum, Kyle Ryan. Not a lot of people know him. He's from Birmingham. He's absolutely mad, guys. Like, no.
Absolutely.
He's got bars, mate.
Wow. Flames.
Loud.
But now there's a few, and then there's Kadesh, who's actually a Nigerian artist that me and Monique both worked with.
We both have a track on his newest album.
Amazing. Like, he's got a song called Pretty Lady on Spotify. Go and listen to that. It's such a banger. Like, I can't list off the top of my head, but on the real, check my stories. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Check
my stories every damn day, and every damn day you will see me share somebody from the mostly BAME community. No offense, guys, but mostly from the BAME communities. I will share the shit out of your shit, and it's not just because I'd love you to do the same, but realistically, I support it. Like, I love seeing other people doing. I love seeing it. You know,
especially your people.
Exactly. If I rocks with you, if we did a course together, if we did Music Potential together, Gallery 37 together, no. If you release a tune, I'm watching that. No, I'm sharing that. No, I'm telling everybody, yo, that's my G, Ashley Zeal, yeah? My chick.
Yeah.
Ashley, come on now.
Ashley's
Ashley.
a bad boy.
Yeah.
Wait, when you see the links down below, you might as well just start a Spotify playlist, yeah? Add a tune from everyone down below. Odd Soul, if you've ever heard that band, they are
Amazing.
sick. Birmingham based band. Oh,
Birmingham
sick.
has got a
amazing
lot of
talent.
DeAndre Hoskins. Just
Oh.
you know.
That man's voice is
Silk.
silk.
They have. I think we need some more podcasts in Birmingham now.
We do.
We do. We've got
do.
some people that we know that have podcasts.
Yes, we have. We've got Don't Get Triggered podcast.
Don't get triggered.
Yes.
That's our boy. Our boy Stefan Nat.
Yeah, that's one to watch.
Boop, boop, boop.
There's Korean chicken and pasta bake. I love it. Love it. Listen.
Jordan and
Yes. Jordan and Mitz.
yeah.
I don't know them. But it's good.
Yeah.
You watch it, you feel like you know them. Be like, you know what? I see you.
Yeah.
That's what you need. There's in London, the family podcast.
Yeah.
Really nice dynamic. Two brothers.
They've been riding for us
Yeah.
as well. Since
Yeah,
Love to
they're
guys.
great. And then you've got me, who always wanted to do a podcast but hated being on camera, and I was doing a lot of stuff with Biggs.
Yeah.
With Biggs TV7, like YouTube.
He also
And-
did our behind the scenes.
Yes. Yes.
Shout out.
Over on his channel.
Boop, boop.
But those lot over there are hilarious.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
I've watched some of
And-
your versus recaps. Those
You were on one?
I was on
I was
one.
on
And do you remember what a separate
I was barely on
That's a
one.
bad feature.
If you're scared of being on camera, those like will bring you out in your
Yeah.
shell. There's no kind of, oh, I don't know what I want to say. It just
Like,
comes
you
out.
just have to say
It
it.
just
Yeah.
comes out. But there's a few.
Yeah,
There is.
there are some really good ones, and I think that I've probably found the podcast and the blog community a lot more supportive than the other communities that I've worked with.
You know what? It's newer.
It's newer,
It's
and I
newer.
think that everybody's excited by it all.
Yeah,
so it's just
also
made it.
think a lot of people understand, because I'm in other industries too. That really stop it. I said it all. But yeah, I've realised outside of extremely obviously creative
Yes.
industries where people feel like they are in constant competition with each other, the minute you're outside of those
Yeah.
rooms, people will be like, oh my god, you're doing a podcast, so do I. Do you want to
Yeah,
join
yeah.
our podcast
Yeah,
together?
do you wanna
Do you want
come
to do this?
in
Do you want
for
to
a
come in? Do you
feature?
want to, like, let's do a, like, TikTok videos or whatever. Like, instantly, the minute they see that you're doing something positive or creative that's not performance, is probably the best way to put it. That support comes, like, you'll get people on Instagram wanting to do, like, you know, like what Sideman.
Oh, how can I forget? How could I forget?
Sideman, absolutely. Just
Actually, do you know
claps
who
for
I
you.
love? I love Castillo the First.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Yeah.
love him, you know. Oh, he's hilarious.
So we've got like that. You'll see people like that just like jumping on something like Z. Like ZZ was getting dragged.
She's always getting
she's
dragged,
always
but
getting
she
dragged,
can
but
take it. Like, it's horrible. Like, she's strong, she can take it. I know, cliche, horrible. But she'll say something and she's standing by what she said.
I hear that.
I've
but
got
then
to
when
rate
you've
that.
got the visual support of another podcast or another presenter coming and saying, you know what, now allow that, I'm just going to work with you, or I'm going to do this separately with you. That brings their supporters, and they know it. Like other artists, like singers or rappers, may feel uncomfortable with sharing their fan base because it took so long to build.
But then they don't realise that actually by sharing, first of all, your fan base is going to enjoy you for bringing them in on something that they feel is exclusive, because everybody loves to be. Oh, I was listening to them before they were big. I was listening to them. And everyone loves those accolades. Like, they love, because they feel more connected to the artist.
Yeah.
So I do see. I don't see myself, once I have a larger following, being like, no, I don't want to work with you. As long as your shit is good, I'm gonna be on it, because I want to be the one to be like, oh, I put her on still. I want to be like, I put her on, and she was sick to work with, and I hope you lot work with her too, because she's sick, right?
Trust me.
I do think that smaller communities are a lot more supportive though.
Of course.
Like, when I started making YouTube videos, I started when I was 16. My first video I posted when I was 16 in my school uniform.
Oh, wow.
back then, the YouTube community was so tiny.
Yeah.
It was so tiny that everybody who had like a huge following then was like 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
that was like
that was massive
whoa.
back then. Yeah.
Right, and like I think you could get like YouTube partner from having 2,000 or something like that.
I got YouTube partner with having I had like 10.
Yeah, but this was then. Then you had to get like I think you had to have about 1,000 or more, and then you had to write in to try and be partner. Like they'd fly you in to see if you could be a YouTube partner. But everybody who had those followings all knew each other, collaborated, met. They did meetups in the park.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of them were in the US, but they had lots of YouTube, and they just started them themselves. But
hopefully you can't hear that music outside.
Someone's getting outside.
copyright.
So really, I think all we can take from this is we need to pull together, support each other.
Yeah.
Don't get corona.
Try not to get too mad when people be not supporting you, and remember everyone's got their own life.
If there's something that you've been wanting to try,
do it.
Wanting
Just
to learn
do
a
it.
language, got a business plan that you've
Get a
been
butt
meaning
plug,
to put together, do
what you
it.
need to do.
Mind your business, stop asking
Why has it gotta
questions
be
that
a
you don't want
book club?
answers to.
What is stuff that you've been thinking about doing, but we're
Not
nervous
me,
about
boy.
it?
Not me. Wow.
I don't think so.
Start a business.
Yeah.
Start a butt plug.
No. This is not going like
If
the
you've been thinking
OnlyFans.
about putting your fingers in his butt, just do it.
Don't just do
Just
it.
don't.
Ask for permission first.
Ask for forgiveness.
Do you know what? This is the time with me too.
She's had
That's the
too
shit
much
you're
wine.
coming out with. She
Yeah.
drank too much.
Ignore
She
her.
drink.
Okay.
Me too.
Don't just stick.
I can't. She needs to go to bed.
Don't just
go
stick your
back
finger
in
in
the
buttholes out here.
No, don't just stick your finger in buttholes.
Pre-ask.
Spit on them. It's okay, I'm done.
I can't
Has
do
she
it
been
with
watching
her.
Bukake again?
Okay. Stop. I've had two people say to me that it's Felicia, you get annoyed with your sister and then you wrap up every episode. That's what's happening. That is what's happening. Yes, I do. This is the story of my life. This is what happens when you're the oldest. They start acting up and you either punch them in the face on camera or you just have to end the podcast.
Alright, man. Look, what we meant
It's not a
was,
threat,
you know,
by the way.
what we meant was live
Something
your
we'll make them.
dreams. It's not as hard as it may seem.
You want YouTube to
It's
say
as
that?
hard
Hey,
as-
stop singing.
Money, live your eyes.
You know how you do telling people you can sing
We're
and
not
that?
sponsored.
This does not sound like two people that can sing. Can we just say that sounds despicable?
That sounded live.
That sounded wonderful. Maybe that's why your friends are coming tonight. They're like, I didn't know how to tell you.
Oh, the truth is revealed, isn't it?
All this time we've been talking about
Wait till you play this, man. Wait till you exactly. That's your part. You've been talking about releasing tracks, and then you start doing that bullshit.
Alright, man.
You couldn't even sing us out nicely.
You know that we're the best at singing badly.
No, you're not.
Friends, good.
No, that's awful.
Goodbye.
I've got asthma, man. Look at the pre-warned them. I can't
God.
sing.
Can't you sing us out with something better? Not. Goodbye.
Live your dreams, don't get COVID.
No, when she starts singing in that voice, it's not even her voice. I can't do it with it.
Should meet my sisters. Should meet my
He
sisters.
needs help. Goodbye. Until next time. This is why we don't have a theme tune. Because my sisters are idiots. Maybe you should meet my sisters. Adios. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Peace out.
Bye.
Absolutely.